2022 meeting of the Western Wayne School Board to order. We'll start with a brief moment of silence for the people of Ukraine, and a brief prayer, and then followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, during this season of renewal, let us always be guides to our students and examples and mentors to them, guiding them to become their best. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a roll call, please, Ms. Emmett?
Mr. Hope?
Here.
Mrs. DiCiotto? Here. Mr. Gogolski?
Excused.
Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mr. Enslin?
Here.
Mr. Gershie?
Here.
Mr. Gambita?
Here.
Mr. Auckland?
Here.
Mr. Wood?
Here.
Attorney Ellis?
Here.
Dr. Barrett?
Here.
Dr. LaRosa? Here. Ms. Emmett is here. Mr. Gogorski?
Here.
Mrs. Bradley?
Here.
Mr. Pigeon?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Ms. Watson?
Here.
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mrs. Fitzsimmons?
Excused.
Ms. Knight?
Here.
Mrs. Gregory?
Here.
Mrs. Liptak?
Excused.
Mr. Seaman?
Here.
And Mr. Black?
Here.
Mr. President, you have 8 board members present.
Thank you, Ms. Emmett. And line number 5, our approval of minutes from the board's work session on March 2nd and the regular meeting on March 2nd as well.
I move that we approve the minutes of both of those meetings.
And I'll second.
All right, that motion was made by Mr. Gershie and seconded by Mr. Wood. Is there any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes. Anyone opposed by saying no? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries. Number 6, the treasurer's reports. I move that we accept the treasurer's report for the general account.
I'll second.
That motion was made by myself and seconded by Mr. Wood. All in favor, are there any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes? Anyone opposed by saying no? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries. Motion for the approval of bills, I'll do that one as well, since Mr. Zagorski is not here. For the approval of bills, the general account, food service account, and the construction account.
I'll second.
Motion was made by myself and seconded by Mr. Wood. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposed by saying no? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries. Our next line item is student recognition. Mr. Gregorski.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'd like to start out this evening by recognizing 2 outstanding seniors, the first of which is Catherine Shepard. Catherine is the daughter of Annette and Michael Shepard of Homestead.
Good evening, Dr. Barrett, Dr. LaRosa, Western Wayne administrators, and Board of Education. I would like to thank you for the opportunities Western Wayne has allowed me. I am fortunate to attend a school that offers such a challenging curriculum and has an administration and teachers that care so much for its students. Thank you to my teachers, coaches, and everyone here at Western Wayne. A special thank you to Ms. Masenkai, Mrs. Carey, Mrs. McClure, Mr. McDonough, and Mrs. Carey for challenging me every day. I am fortunate to have been taught by the best. They have prepared me well, and because of them, I know I am ready to be successful in college and beyond. I also would like to thank my parents for their love and guidance that they've given me. They have supported me in everything I do and have shaped me into the young woman I have become. Being a student athlete, I have had to learn how to prioritize my studies. Balancing academics and sports have helped me to learn how to budget my time. I have pushed myself to have good grades and achieve high honors for every quarter of my high school career. Balancing academics, 2 sports, and 2 clubs has taught me so much and I'm confident I will be able to do the same in college. In the fall, I will be attending the Physician Assistant Program at King's College. I have accepted their invitation to the honors program and will be continuing my athletic career by playing both volleyball and basketball. I will forever be a Wildcat and Western Wayne proud. Thank you all again for the opportunity to speak to me.
Thank you, Kathy. Tonight, we'd also like to recognize Morgan Cocadrilli. Morgan is the son of Jeff and Erica Cocadrilli of Lake Area.
So I'd like to start off by first thanking the Board of Education for all the opportunities that they've provided here at Western Wayne. I don't think I would be able to have as good of an education without them. I would also like to thank all of my coaches I've had throughout my high school career. The time and dedication that they put forth is, something that should really be taken, seriously, and it's a big dedication, and I really appreciate that. I'd also like to thank my business teacher and FBLA advisor, Ms. Mubash, because FBLA takes a lot of time, especially being an advisor. The commitment that she puts forth and the amount of time, especially with states coming up, it's a truly impressive thing, and that should be recognized. I'd also like to thank my family, and especially my parents, for their endless support and guidance. I wouldn't be here without them. And throughout my high school career, I've been involved in many different things. I was student council president, class president for 3 years, an FBLA member for 4, serving as regional secretary, president, and currently I'm in Pennsylvania FBLA state officer. I'm serving as a reporter. I've been a National Honor Society member for 3 years, serving as vice president and secretary. And I've competed in varsity track, golf, soccer, and tennis. And I'm the tennis captain. I've had first honors all throughout high school. I've taken AP classes, honors classes, and all of that. I thank the board for that because a lot of schools don't have that. And Western Wayne provides a very solid education, and I don't think a lot of people take it seriously enough. But that's why thank you. I appreciate all of your hard work, dedication. And out of school, I love playing music. I love guitar. I love playing music with my friends. That's really one of my true passions. We have a great music program here too, but I don't do band. But my plans after school are to attend Penn State University main campus for biomedical engineering. And I believe Western Wayne has fully prepared me for that, and I hope to take my education on to the next level. Thank you.
And once again, I'd like to congratulate Morgan and Kathy for their outstanding efforts and continued efforts over their time at Western Wayne. We'd also like to congratulate their parents. If you wouldn't mind, stand to be recognized, please. Congratulations. And as Morgan said, we have several students competing and attending our FBLA State Leadership Conference in Hershey, which is from April 10th to the 13th. I'd like to recognize 2 students, Hudson Malinowski and Jenny Guadagno. They travel and participate to the PMEA All-State Festival. That's Thursday and Friday. During this time in student recognition, as we just concluded our season, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our girls basketball team who finished the season with a 20-6 record, Division II champions, District 2 runner-up, and the first team since 1992 to qualify for the PIAA state tournament, reaching the Sweet 16. Congratulations to that fantastic group of athletes, and obviously Kathy had a heck of a lot to do with their success. Finally, I'd really like to take a moment to congratulate all of the students, casts, crew, and directors of Little Shop of Horrors, which was a resounding success. All the individual performances were fantastic. I would publicly like to commend Nick DeCandis, on his role as Seymour. Nick was on stage for over 2 hours in each of the performances. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Jess McLaughlin for her fantastic efforts in putting on an incredible show and showcasing the talents of our students in the performing arts community here at Western Wayne. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bogorski. Thank you and congratulations to Morgan and Kathy and Hudson and Jenny and everybody else that participated in the play, both behind the scenes and up on the stage. As always, everybody does a great job, and that's one of the highlights of being up here is getting to hear your stories. So best of luck with your future endeavors. Dr. LaRosa, you had something to add? I
We
believe?
do. We have a plaque to present to Dr. Barrett that will go to the middle school. We are excited to share that the Bureau of Special Education honored Western Wayne Middle School at the 2022 PDE Conference for their work with middle school success, the path to graduation, or P2G. P2G provides intensive, ongoing professional development and coaching using evidence-based instructional and learning practices that build the capacity of schools to address the academic and behavioral needs of middle school students with disabilities, specifically students identified with emotional disturbance. The goal is to support these students to achieve high school graduation and decrease the likelihood of dropping out before graduation. The middle school team was recognized during the P2G recognition ceremony for their dedication to this program since the start of the 2018 school year. Congratulations to all of the team members who assisted along the way. Most recent team members include the following: Jennifer DeNike serving as Director in Data Analysis, Jennifer Bradley, Dr. Katie Shemansky, Stephanie Major, Joe Totsky, and Stephen Ravinsky. In addition, I would like to personally thank the NEIU TAC team, specifically BT Lively, and our educational consultant at Patton, Andra Bell, for their support and guidance throughout the process, especially during the pandemic. So once again, congratulations to that team, and your plaque will go on display somewhere over in the middle school. Congratulations.
All right, then.
I'd just like to take a moment to thank everybody involved with that process. It was a very tedious process. There was a lot of work that went into it, a lot of time and energy. Dr. Rosa, Mrs. Bradley, Mrs. Knight, all those involved. Wonderful job, congratulations. It's truly a great accomplishment. Well done.
And that plaque will be up here after the meeting if anybody wants to take a close look at it before it gets posted. Okay, is that it for now? All right, we'll go on then with the recognition of the public. We have about 15 minutes, so please, let's try to keep it to a minimum. Is there anybody that has anything that they'd like to offer?
Please, if I could.
Please state your name as we always do.
Dr. Amanda Johnson. I was able to find inside of our Western Wayne School District information, the district profile, and it states our vision statement in excellence for everyone in all things. So that's my intention, is just to be a positive member of the community. I think we're entering a new era in school boards, in education, in involvement from the community. I know that in the news, Westchester had some rather unfortunate problems with their school board not following the law. And I think it kind of focuses on the negative that's happening out there right now between education and the community. And certainly we're a smaller community than a lot of other school districts, so we hopefully will be able to avoid any of that. I know that South Dakota just recently started an executive order curtailing critical race theory in their schools. That's something we're going to have to face. Virginia had to face a lot of difficulties, and it changed their governor probably for the better because of students and their rights. And Georgia has just now passed a parents' bill of rights. So things are going to change a lot around us. And I'm just hoping that as a community, we can kind of focus on the wonderful students, their excellence that they always show us between sports and performance arts and basic academics. We've got some really great kids. In the next coming meetings, I'm hoping that perhaps we can form a little bit more of the stakeholder purpose that keeps showing up in our district's information, that as a community we're stakeholders. and that we are to take part in the planning and continuous improvement efforts. So I think that's a very good goal and a good way to start looking at it. So as I start finding more information, I'm going to have more questions. I might ask you questions about things that we've been doing for 30 years, because I have not been doing it for 30 years. I would also ask if we could somehow find a way to put a glossary. So when you're talking about MOUs and SAPs, that I might not have to ask you quite as many questions, that I have a reference, a little cheat sheet even inside of our district webpage, so that when you're going through something that you do every year, that it will be a little bit easier for the community as stakeholders to understand, because you have some intricate things to go over during your, maybe the material that the new school board members use to kind of catch up so that they know what they're voting on. If we could have something like that, please, and put it right inside. I know when I first started coming to the meetings, you guys had binders that were several inches thick that you would have to bring in, so you knew what was going on at the meetings. So that's the amount of information I know you have to process. So if we could, I know you can't do that anymore. I know that was a point of contention years ago, that they wanted paper copies, but now we do computer. So that's my request, if we could start working on that, so that when I'm trying to find out what SAPs are, that I could look at the references and make it a little easier on everybody. They don't have to explain things to me that I can look at and read. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rathman.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss? Okay, we'll move on with the rest of our agenda. Number 10 is the enrollment report, self-explanatory in here, and we're going to do a block motion for number 11 through 19K. Just keep things moving along. If there's any board members that would like any of those withheld from the block, that would be the time. We'll hold them up, and then we can vote on that one separately.
I would like 16A withheld from the block.
Anyone else have any that they have to discuss further, or have any questions on? Okay, can I have a motion for number 11 through 19K, excluding number 16A?
I will make that motion, consent block motion for items 11 through 19K, excluding 16A.
Yes.
Second.
Mr. Rockman, what about it? He said it a little quietly. Motion's been made by Mr. Gershon and seconded by Mr. Rockman. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Yes, sorry, I was going to change that this week. Anyone opposed by saying no? Are there any abstentions? All right, then the motion carries. Now we'll go to number 16A. A motion for that one, please?
I move that the Board of Education approve the following memorandum of understanding. A, WWEA, the Western Education Association, COVID sick days.
Seconded by Mr. Gambita? Sure. Motion was made by Mr. Gershon and seconded by Mr. Gambita. All in favor, signify by saying yes.
Aye.
Yes. Anyone opposed by saying no? Are there any abstentions?
I abstain.
All right, with one abstention, the motion carries. Number 20, informational items. Dates for April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the high school musical, which we already had. Great job. April 6th through 9th, the MEA All-State Conference. April 9th FCCLA's drive-through breakfast with the Bunny at the high school. April 11th to 14th, FBLA State Leadership Conference in Hershey. April 14th, noon dismissal for the Easter break. April 15th to 18th, schools are closed for the Easter break. April 20th, Envirothon in the auditorium will be held virtually. April 21st, Junior Information Night, 6 p.m. in the auditorium. April 25th, 29th, PSSA testing. April 29th, Middle School Glow Dance at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria. And April 29th, also Title I Awards Night at Evergreen Elementary cafeteria from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Do we have any correspondence? Superintendent's report, the assistant superintendent's report, principal's report, federal programs, they're all.
No federal program reports.
Okay. Is there any other business anyone wants to discuss? All right, future meetings we're going to do 2 separate meetings again?
Well, the first one would be the budget presentation on the 20th.
Okay.
And then we can potentially do the
Work session.
The work session and voting meeting on the 4th, if everybody's in agreement with that.
All right, is everyone okay with that? Moving the 27th work session to the 4th, we'll do everything on one night?
I think I'd prefer to have a work session,
A separate one?
given that it's a budget
Budget.
review. Yeah, I would, I don't know how the other
The
board
other
members
meeting is
feel.
separate, right, Ethan? In other words, there's a meeting on the 20th which is separate.
There's actually
Yeah.
3 meetings. The 20th is the
There's
budget
One.
Okay.
presentation, but I'm fine with if you.
We'll go with these. We'll watch the meeting, then digest a little bit, and then have a workshop meeting.
We always, I don't know, I think we always come up with something that we
Yes.
want to address in the meantime, and have like the other meeting in the middle there.
Okay, is everyone okay with that then? We'll keep it at 3?
Yes. Well, I would rather have 2, but
I think you're in the minority this time, Mr. Beard.
understood.
All right, so we'll keep those. The 20th will be the presentation of the narrative budget, 27th will be the work session, and the 4th will be the public meeting, voting meeting. Okay? Oh, and I wanted to, if I can find it here, I wanted to welcome our new hires that were part of that block motion, Jessica, Yana, and Kathleen. Welcome to the district. Very good. I think we've got, so a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Meeting adjourned.